In 10% Human, Colin is essentially saying that some specific probiotic strains can nudge the immune system, especially in early life, by interacting with gut immune tissues and shifting the balance between inflammatory and regulatory responses. That claim is broadly supported by current research, with some good human data, and some mixed or negative results too. I'll split this into 1. What she's describing in simple terms. 2. Examples of key studies that have actually tested this in humans, plus what they found. 1. What 10% Human is describing from summaries and notes on the book. Colin emphasizes that a large part of the immune system sits around the gut, called gut-associated lymphoid tissue. Gut bacteria, including probiotic strains, constantly train this tissue. Short form +1. When the microbiome is disrupted, for example antibiotics, C-section, very sterile environments, immune development can skew toward allergy, autoimmunity, and chronic inflammation. 29 Feb 34 3272 4A1 BF 2722 AF 00E 15 bag.files.com +1. Certain microbial strains, including ones used as probiotics, seem to promote stronger barrier function in the gut, more tolerant immune responses, more regulatory T cells and IL-10, less unnecessary inflammation, better handling of infections or vaccine. Modern reviews on probiotics and immunity broadly support this picture. Probiotics can signal through pattern recognition receptors on immune cells, for example toll-like receptors, alter cytokines, and influence T-cell balance, Th1/Th2/Treg, often pushing things toward a more regulated, less allergic state. MDPI +3 PMC +3 PMC +3. So Colin's line certain probiotics can influence the immune system is not hand-waving. There are specific strains with measurable immunological effects, but the effects are strain-specific and context-dependent, not a general property of any probiotic. 2. Examples of studies showing probiotics influencing the immune system. Below are some representative human, and a few infant, studies that line up with what Colin is describing. I've grouped them by outcome. A. Allergy, eczema prevention in infants. 1. Lactobacillus rhamnosus GG, LGG, prevention of early atopic disease. Design, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial. Pregnant women at high risk of having allergic children took LGG or placebo starting in late pregnancy. Their infants then continued the same treatment after birth. Findings, 2-year data. The LGG group had a significantly lower incidence of atopic eczema in early life compared with placebo. PubMed. Follow-up. At 4 and 7-year follow-up, the cumulative risk of eczema remained lower in the LGG group, though benefits for other allergic outcomes, asthma, rhinitis, were less clear. PubMed +1 interpretation. This is one of the classic examples Colin is alluding to. A single-strain probiotic given around birth appears to steer immune development away from eczema in high-risk children, suggesting immune modulation early in life. 2. Treatment of atopic dermatitis, mixed results when the same or similar strains are used to treat existing eczema rather than prevent it, results are mixed. Some trials in children with atopic dermatitis show clinical improvement and changes in immune markers with probiotic mixtures. Taylor and Amp, Francis Online +1. Others, including a placebo-controlled trial of LGG in infants, found no significant benefit on eczema severity. Wiley Online Library +1 interpretation. Probiotics clearly can influence immune-driven conditions like eczema, but the effect depends heavily on the strain, timing, prevention versus treatment, and patient group. _B protection of the gut and AMP, necrotizing enterocolitis, NEC, in preterm infants. NEC is a severe inflammatory disease of the gut in premature babies. The immune system and microbiome are central to it. 3. Meta-analyses of probiotics in preterm infants. Multiple meta-analyses of randomized controlled trials, over 5,000 preterm very low birth weight infants, show that enteral probiotic supplementation, usually combinations of Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus species, significantly reduces the incidence of severe NEC, stage 2 or higher. Reduces all-cause mortality with no consistent effect on proven sepsis. JLab Precision Medicine +3 PubMed +3 Science Direct +3. Interpretation. These trials don't just show clinical benefit, they strongly imply that probiotics are stabilizing the immature gut-immune interface, better barrier function, less pathological inflammation. See direct effects on immune cells and regulatory T cells. 4. Bifidobacterium infantis 35624, induction of regulatory T cells in adults. Design, randomized controlled trial in healthy volunteers given Bifidobacterium infantis 35624 orally. Findings, after supplementation, subjects showed, increased secretion of IL-10, an anti-inflammatory cytokine, increased expression of FOXP3 plus regulatory T cells in peripheral blood. In vitro work showed dendritic cells exposed to this strain pushed T cells toward a regulatory phenotype via specific TLR and metabolism-dependent pathways. PubMed +1. Interpretation: this is very clean evidence that a single probiotic strain can shift human immune cells toward a more regulatory, tolerant profile, exactly the kind of mechanism Colin is trying to communicate. 5. Early life bifidobacteria and infant immune imprinting. Large recent studies in infants show that colonization with human milk utilizing Bifidobacterium species, including B. longum subsp. infantis, is associated with lower pro-inflammatory cytokines and higher regulatory markers, suggesting a calmer, more tolerant immune environment. Science Direct +1. Experimental and review work shows that these bifidobacteria promote regulatory T cells and anti-inflammatory cytokines like IL-10 and IL-27, helping educate infant immunity. Frontiers +1 interpretation. This fits Colin's narrative that early microbial exposures tune the immune system for life, and that specific probiotic-like strains can play a major role. D effects on vaccine responses and antiviral immunity. Another line of evidence is whether probiotics alter how well vaccines work, which is a very direct test of immune modulation. 6. Probiotic dairy drink and AMP, influenza vaccination, elderly adults. Design, 2 randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials in older adults given a fermented milk drink containing probiotic bacteria for several weeks around influenza vaccination. Findings: those receiving the probiotic drink had stronger antibody responses to the flu vaccine than placebo. Science Direct +17. Systematic review in AMP, meta-analysis of probiotics/prebiotics and flu vaccine. Design, meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials in adults looking at probiotics/prebiotics given around influenza vaccination. Findings: probiotics/prebiotics were associated with improved seroconversion and seroprotection rates to several flu strains compared with control. PubMed +18. Recent RCT in elderly, probiotic plus influenza vaccine. An RCT in older adults compared flu vaccination with or without probiotic supplementation. The probiotic group showed enhanced immune responses and altered infection incidence, influenza-like illness. PLOS +1. Interpretation: these studies support the idea that probiotics can prime the immune system to respond more vigorously to antigenic challenge, in this case, a vaccine. Ye high-level mechanistic reviews to back all this up. Several modern reviews summarize how probiotics modulate immunity, general immune modulation. Probiotics can interact with intestinal epithelial cells and immune cells via toll-like receptors and other sensors, altering cytokines and promoting immune homeostasis. PMC +1, immune cell level. Reviews highlight that certain strains regulate dendritic cells, T cells, including TREGs, and signaling pathways, and that this can translate into benefits in allergy, autoimmunity, and infection, though strain disease matching is crucial. Lidson Publishing +1, clinical summary. A 2024 overview notes that probiotics can alter humoral and cellular responses and strengthen the immune system, but emphasizes that many claims still need larger, high-quality trials. MDP pulling it together, so, tying this back to 10% human. Colin's statement that certain probiotics can influence the immune system is well grounded in the literature, provided we remember, effects are strain-specific, LGG, B. infantis 35624, certain multi-strain mixes, etc. Timing matters, notably perinatal and early infancy. Outcomes differ, allergy prevention, NEC reduction, vaccine responses, systemic inflammation. Oh, not all trials are positive, there are null and inconsistent results alongside the successes.